I'm now in my third iteration of these kinds of camps. I really wanted to be able to create something practical for other faculty, so that they wouldn't be kind of, reinventing the wheel, and also just get people kind of pumped, because I think it's great work.
The design of it, we wanted something that, we could have built it all from scratch, right, and coded the whole thing, but we wanted something that could model what coaches and campers could do, and so that's why we went with it as a way to show them, like, you could create this exactly.
We wanted it to do. I think that it gives people things that they can use. There are documents that we want you to download and just like put your name over our names. So I think it makes the steep learning curve to running a camp a little less steep.
This is stuff that ends up being like the trickiest, like even like just a permission, like the permission forms or something like that, like for a welcome packet, like to not have to do that work,
right.
To just be like, I can switch out the university and I can, what a lifesaver.
And it allows you to kind of free up your,
mental capacity,
your bandwidth, for curriculum,
yeah.
and for the like specific goals that you want your camp to do, the things you want to be different about. Like, we can give you kind of a starter kit, and then you DIY your own camp with it.
Yep.
So. Yeah. I'm coming into the third year of my Young Women's Leadership Program that I'm doing with Big Brothers Big Sisters in our state. And so I'm starting to really sift through the data. Next semester, I'll try to figure out, I'm looking at technology inventories for young girls, figuring out what they come in with and what they leave the programs with. I'm also working on engagement stuff. So I started to get really interested in how faculty get credit for this kind of work. And so I chaired a committee last year where we tried to do a tenure document that said, hey, engagement scholarship is scholarship. And there's still work to be done.
I'm working on getting a games lab started on campus that will do basically what we were just talking about, where it's a space for pedagogy and research and community to kind of come together. What the new camp iteration is going to be, and I'm trying to, I moved to the Twin Cities, and so I spent last year trying to figure out what's the community look like and what needs they have, and it was jolting almost a little bit from coming from Las Cruces, where this was like a really kind of innovative thing, and now I'm in the Twin Cities, and you're like, well, everything exists here, and so, identifying like who is it that we can serve, and in what capacity can we do that.
For us, we've really been focusing on being critical about the spaces that you're using, thinking critically about planning the stories that you're telling, the images you're sharing, and also the digital identities you're creating. So that to me has been really kind of the turn about not so much how we can use technologies, but how technology is using us, and how we can push back and resist, and kind of being more thoughtful with the technologies that we're using.
I'm working on redesigning our first year writing curriculum, and we kind of had this come to Jesus moment in a department meeting where I was like, why do we have them doing this research paper? Like, what is that? It is literally turned into its own, you don't use that anywhere else. It's like a weird genre. And so, like, what does it look like if we are researching and writing in these different types of spaces, and what can that bring? What problems does that create? But I want someone to start doing that so I can like, oh, okay, and then join in. Yeah.
Okay, so I just got Amazon Prime, and I love it, and many hours of my life are gone. So I'm watching The Americans, and I'm so behind. I'm like on season 3 now. And so I'm really excited about getting ready for the new season to come out, I think in March. But I'm loving the gender thing that's happening there. I think it's really interesting, and I'm watching it through like a gender lens, and also it's just fun to watch.
Yeah, my husband and I watched all 9 seasons of Forensic Files, like 350 plus. We just finished, and there's a void right now in my life. So I'm trying to fill it with like Broad City and BoJack Horseman and other things, but yeah, can't replace the Files.
I know.
We learned so much.
We
could probably commit a murder at this point.